what's up? My name is Tony. I'm the co-founder of the Hyatt Company, and welcome to What Wax Wednesday. If you're a returning supporter, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome. So basically, what this series is to help up and coming new candle makers, anyone who wants to get into the candle business or simply just make candles for themselves. So this series type came up in my mind when I was thinking again, what should I film? And I thought about the process I went through when I was trying to figure out what kind of wax I wanted to use while starting my business or our business. I wanted to make the wax searching process easier for y'all. So basically throughout this series, this is how it's gonna go. So in one video, it's gonna be 2 parts for each wax. So in the first video, I'm gonna show you the wax, give you the details on the wax, all the specs that I could think about from visibly looking at the wax, and then how the wax works while making it. And then I'll show you how it looks after it's completely dried or completely hardened. Part 2 will be the 2-week out cured performance of the wax. So basically that would be like how the top look, because if you watch my last wax comparison review video, the waxes change from day 1 to, I think I did like 3 or 4 days, I can't remember. However long they change, like the tops change. So it'll be the cured 2 weeks out version, and then how it burns, how it dries after it burns, the hot throw, cold throw, blah blah blah. That will be in part 2. So it'll be 2 parts per wax. I wanted to say, if y'all want me to try any waxes out, I bought 3 so far. So if y'all want me to try any waxes out that aren't in this series, or even if you don't know if it's in the series, just drop them in the comments below. I'll take them into consideration. One, if it's affordable, because I'm not rich. I just want to do this just to, help y'all. But if it's something that's reasonable or something that looks interesting and I feel like other people will be interested in, I'll do it. So just leave your recommendations in the bottom, and you can even leave paraffin waxes, any type of waxes, it really doesn't matter. So without further ado, I know that was like a long intro, y'all. Let's get straight into the wax review. So for the first episode of this series, I'm gonna be reviewing the Beeswax Coco Creme wax. So this wax is, well, the one that I bought is from the Wooden Wick Co. So how I landed upon this wax was I was having like a little back and forth conversation with a supporter in the bottom. I'll just put it up on the screen. I think their name was English Garden, and we were talking about how we wanted to use the cocoa apricot cream wax. Y'all, that's a tongue twister. And they were telling me like it had paraffins in it, like a little bit or whatever, and I was like, wow, I didn't know that. So I went to look to see if it was there. It was out of stock, and I was like, I didn't know it had a beeswax. So that's how I came up on that. So I'm gonna just give y'all the specs on the wax that's on the site. We'll just go over a little bit of specs, what you should know before you even purchase it. So I have my computer right here, and I'll just read it off of the screen. Okay, so on the website it says, this unique Beeswax Coco Creme container wax is a blend of proprietary combination of renewably sourced beeswax, coconut, soy, and palm waxes. So it says it has a golden creamy hue appearance and a mild sweet scent of beeswax that will not interfere with fragrance notes. It has exceptional adhesion and provides an excellent fragrance throw both warm and cold, exhibits slow and even burn and wax consumption. The one that I got, since I'm just testing this out, this isn't a wax that I would think that I would want to use for my business because it's like a luxury wax. I wanted to buy the trial size, so I bought the 5-pound, and on the website it's $37.95. That's a lot for some wax, but like I said, it's a luxury wax. The more details, it says our coconut and soy waxes are gluten-free, toxin-free, paraben-free, phthalate-free, and come from renewable sources. The entire blend utilizes only FDA-approved waxes. This wax blend is suitable for use in container candles only. Can be used for massage candles. So if you're into that, you can use this wax for that. The fragrance load is 9 to 10% and can safely handle up to 12%. Melt point is 137 Fahrenheit or 58 Celsius, and mixing and pouring temp is 150. So now that we've gotten through all the boring stuff, but mostly necessary, I'll go ahead and open up the box. All right, y'all, so I switched the angle up for you so that you can see better. Please don't mind that sticker on my table. I cannot get it off from the last video. All right, so I'm about to open it up so y'all can see how it looks, or we both can see how it looks. So first of all, first impression, nice packaging. Especially, I think they're like a luxury brand, so. Y'all, this looks so buttery smooth. To the touch, it's very hard. So like this is hard. So it doesn't feel like one of those like buttery waxes. I'm gonna see how this cuts, and I'm gonna smell it, and I'm gonna tell y'all what it smells like. Okay, it's not a strong smell at all. You could definitely tell it smells like something, but it doesn't really give me like beeswax. It smells like something though. And this is how this part looks. That's how this looks. Get a closer look into it. All right, so just turn it back over. This is the residue on my hand. It's greasy. Well, not really. All right, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna get something to cut this. I don't have like those wax cutters, but I'm gonna figure it out. I have two options. First, I'm gonna try this, which I highly doubt will work, just a butter knife, and then I'm gonna try this. So. First impression cutting this, y'all, this is not fun. So when I say like it's not fun, if you're trying to use this to make like candles for like orders and stuff, this take a lot of work. Maybe like I don't know what it's called, but I'll try to find a picture and insert it. Maybe that will make it easier with cutting it. But if you don't mind cutting, then it shouldn't bother you too much. All right. So this is what a chunk looks like. All right, y'all, so now I have my pouring pitcher and my scale. I'm just gonna weigh out enough for 2 candles because this is what I'm gonna test. So my mom, she gave me some mica powder that she had, well, she thought she was about to use to make the soaps, but she didn't want to use it anymore. So one is just gonna be without color in it, and then the other one is gonna be with color, and they'll both be the same scent. So I need 470 grams, and to be honest, I pray to God this whole block is this, because I don't want to do it anymore. Oh my gosh, y'all, it's not even one. Okay, so honestly, y'all, I don't care. I need a 470, 472, whatever, same thing. Okay. So now I'm gonna just pop this on the pot, get my jars prepared, and I'll show you how it looks like when it's melted, and we'll start pouring afterwards. Turn the light down so you can see it. Here's the here is the wax fully melted. A couple tips that I will say is cut the slab up into smaller pieces because it takes a longer time to melt. I guess that's common sense, but I wasn't really thinking because I use a wax that comes in flakes, so I'm just accustomed to pouring it all the way in. And then I pre-wicked my jars. The scent already pre-measured, and it's champagne toast from Candles and Supplies. And then I'll show you the mica powder. All right, so this is the pack. I hope you can see it. The pack that the mica powder comes in. I'm not sure what this is, where it's from, or anything, because like I said, I got it from my mom. So if she could provide me with a link, I could add it for y'all. And then I'll just be using this color, which again doesn't help because it doesn't have a name on it and I don't know what it's called. I've never used mica powder or any colorings before, so this would be like a first time for me trying it out. And I chose pink because champagne toast is usually pink when you get it from Bath and Body Works. So I've got the wax to temperature. Now I'm just gonna pour in the fragrance oil and of course stir for 2 minutes. So now I'm gonna remove this. I just had this because it was really hot and I didn't know what it would do to the table. I'm gonna bring my jar. So remember, one is gonna be just plain and then the other is gonna have powder in it. Okay. This cools pretty quickly when it touches surfaces, I've realized. Like look at how it looks. It cools quickly. So that's one candle without the powder, and then oh gosh, it's not even open. And then this candle is about to have powder in it. Oh shoot, I don't know how much to use. I popped it on the stove just a little bit more. Now in hindsight, I think I added too much color, but whatever. We're just testing this out. Just like the other candle, this one is cooling pretty quickly, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the wick holder for the pink one really quick. guys, so I'm back after making the 2 candles. They're sitting in front of me right now, but I don't think you can see it on my phone, but I'll do a couple close-ups while I talk about first impressions, what I realized, what I recommend from the first time trying this wax. So you've watched it dry down a bit or harden a bit, and my first impression is, like I was saying throughout the video, is pretty hard to cut. However, even though you'll be tempted like myself to cut in bigger pieces, please chop those pieces up, because this is what will happen. So in my experience, so when I cut it in bigger pieces, it'll melt, but then it's like it's taking, y'all see on the video, like it's taking the bigger pieces in the middle longer to melt, which is only making the wax that's already melt heat up way more than the recommended temperature. Does that make sense? So that's one thing I'll say, is cut it up, because like in the middle of it, you see that I had to take it off of the pot, let it cool down, 2, cut the bigger pieces. It was just a hassle. This wax, like I said, is very hard, so it's taking a while for it to melt down, soften, and just go into a complete melt pool, basically, or completely melted. Another thing I would say is it dries pretty quickly, like when it touches stuff. I work with the C3 wax, and when I pour it in the glass, it doesn't start cooling as soon as it touches it, but this, it just starts cooling. It's like it cools on the sides all the way before it starts cooling in the middle. When I work with the C3 wax, it starts cooling its way up. That's in my experience with using it. The non-smooth top on the one that's with no color in it, that's my fault. One, because I didn't realize it cooled so fast. So while I'm here trying to work with the one with the color, it's already drying to the side. So I'm gonna just go over it with a heat gun, melt it back again, so we can see how the smooth top works. However, the one with the color in it, I did that one time so we could test if it really has the smooth top without the heat gun. But I'm gonna go over the one without the color with the heat gun. And obviously I cheated one of them, because I don't know why I thought that was enough for one candle, but I couldn't go and equal it out because one has color and one doesn't. Another thing from looking at it right now is the pink one, well, the one with the color, I feel like the yellow is coming out. Y'all see how much mica powder I added just for one candle, and it still has a yellow hue to it. And the last thing I would say is the way it dries, or the way it dried down, it's like half on the candle. But we'll see if that changed within the weeks, y'all. Remember, I'm giving it 2 weeks to completely cure. We're gonna cut it, burn it, any updates, blah blah blah. Anyways, y'all, thank you so much if you made it to the end of the video, or even if you watched part of the video, watching the first episode of What Wax Wednesdays. What wax, and why did I come up with this name? What wax should I use? That's the question I ask myself so many times. What wax? Because there's so many good waxes out there. What wax should I use? See what I did? That's how I came up with this name. Don't forget to watch some of our other videos on our channel. I'll link one up in the cards and at the end of this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.